Welcome back, and pleasure to have you on this beautiful Easter Sunday here in New Zealand.
Beautiful. You reckon?
Yeah, well, I'm happy.
Why are you happy?
Because we're just detailing instead of eating Easter eggs, because fat boy don't need to be eating any Easter eggs.
What are we doing today?
Well, it's Easter here in New Zealand. I don't know where you're watching this, and I don't know when this video will be coming out, but it's Easter Sunday here for us. And so today what we have is we have a brand new Toyota. What kind of Toyota does it say?
Hilux.
Oh, Hilux.
I think they call this a Tacoma in the United States.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Yeah, this has been lifted.
It's got 2,000 kilometers on the clock. So this customer just wants 5-year ceramic coating. So that's what we're going to do, just 5-year ceramic coating. But before we get into putting on the ceramic coating, we've got to clean it up. 2,000 kilometers, it looks like it's already had a bit of a hard life.
Yeah, I mean, we're kind of entering the, well, we're out of summer here, aren't we? So we picked up dirt, we picked up some water spotting in the first 2,000 kilometers on here.
It looks like it's lifted. We've gone and bought some really cool wheels. Super cool wheels.
It's pretty lifted and it's pretty spaced out,
Pretty
isn't it?
pimped out looking. So because I'm not sure about the finish of the wheels and because they're relatively clean, we are just going to use something very simple here. We're going to use the Garage Therapy wheel shampoo. As you can see, we've used a lot of wheel shampoo in our time. So Glenn and I have been on a bit of a hunt for a wheel cleaning sort of combination of products that we really want to use to make our wheel cleaning so much easier. So we've used Brake Buster in the past. That has been really good for Glenn and I on our personal vehicles because we don't really get dirt on them. So just a nice mild foam onto the vehicle or onto the wheels, cleans those wheels up nice and easy, gives us lots of lubrication for our wheel cleaning tools. But now that we're jumping into more of a detailing space where we're doing clients' cars every single day, Glenn and I have found that the wheels that we come across are always hammered.
I think what's important to say there, Glenn said our wheels don't get dirty. Our wheels do get dirty. The difference is we clean them regularly. The difference with a lot of the customer cars we're working on, they do not clean them deep enough or regularly enough. So you end up with a lot more build up on there.
And so that's required us to sort of move on from Brake Buster a little bit, which is a really sort of low end or mild cleaner, into some more aggressive stuff. Glenn and I have been playing around with wheel cleaners that have got iron remover in them because we're finding that cars have a lot of iron build up on them. We are slowly working our way through those products. And we're going to combine this with a wheel shampoo. The reason why, we like to have foam in our bucket with our tools. We also like to foam over the top our wheel cleaner of choice to give us more dwell time. And a product that we've been trying out quite a bit is the GT wheel foam. So we're going to put this in the bucket with our wheel tools. We're also going to put this into a foam cannon and we're going to foam it on. We don't really need anything too aggressive here because these wheels are relatively clean. There's just a little bit of dirt and grime on there that this will pull off just enough. This will provide us with really good lubrication. And there is also some anti-rust or rust inhibiting properties in this product as well that will just help this customer along a little bit.
So what we've got here, we have the deionized water, as usual, going into the wheel bucket. This may be a bit overkill. We have really decent water here, so we don't actually use a lot of resin to get deionized water. So for those saying, hey, overkill to do this in your wheel bucket, not for us. So we're going to put some wheel shampoo in the bucket there. How much?
Yes, well, I've only got a little bit left.
Yeah.
So people are really going to get upset right now. They're going to get upset because this should be going into a pump sprayer. Pump foamer.
We have a pump foamer,
But I didn't bring it today, so I don't have a pump foamer. This is going to go on the foam cannon, okay? I'm going to put a random amount in there because I only have a little bit. I'm not even going to measure it out. And I'm going to put a random amount of water in there. I understand this is going to get diluted with the foam cannon. As we pick up water from the pressure washer, it gets diluted again and again and again. I totally get that. The problem is I don't really have dirty wheels, so it doesn't matter how strong I make this. This is just to lubricate the surface of the wheel right now. If I wanted to make sure that I got the right aggressiveness to clean really aggressive wheels, then yes, I would make that adjustment. But here is just going to foam on. I only want this to lubricate my tools because the tools are what's going to do all the cleaning and the agitation and stuff like that. And I haven't got much to show you. If you want to go watch a real dilution video, we have made plenty of videos on this. And so I'm just going to put a little bit in here. I don't know how much that was. You guys can count the volumes coming out of the bucket.
20, 30 millilitres maybe?
And actually what I should do is just fill this up with water, and that can be our amount.
Well, that's it, then you're not having to throw any water in there. We don't need a huge amount.
And I'm not even going to use that, and we'll just put this on the top, and that's what we'll use as our soap mixture. If you buy the garage foam cannon,
It's got the double thread on the inside.
This is the only foam cannon that's got this. There you go. Here's our soap mixture.
Now, if we were doing a heavy wheel clean, as Glenn said, dilution is way more important, and that's when we might bring out like the IK foamer and foam this on there and really dial in a precise dilution, because this is more of a cosmetic clean because these wheels aren't heavily contaminated. They're only a couple of 1,000 kilometers old. Less of an importance today. All right, first step, just applying some tyre cleaner. What we like to do is let the chemicals do a lot of the work for us before we start moving into manual agitation. Manual agitation is definitely required. We have found some heavy hitting wheel chemicals that are doing a really good job at doing a chemical clean of the wheels, but nothing beats manual agitation. So we throw that on there, allow that have some time to start eating, and then what we do is we foam over the top.
Oh no.
We just got absolutely drenched.
We do this every time.
Every time.
So what I really like about applying a foam to the vehicle is that we get good even coverage. Now, this is what I don't like about the pumps foamers, is that if it would have taken me so long to spray this along, and then I would have had to repump, or the battery would have had to charge it up. It takes a long time, and also it struggles to get in between the spokes into the what do you call that, the barrel?
The barrels, yeah. I mean, just that pressurized water.
It also struggles to get up and in here, because I want all this nice and clean and look nice for the customer. The real benefit about putting foam onto the vehicle, though, or onto the wheels, is that a lot of coverage. A big amount of coverage.
Huge a lot of coverage. I'll tell you what, it's huge a lot of coverage. Those water drips on your glasses, that's huge a lot of coverage.
Good coverage,
Yep.
a lot of dwell time. We can sit here for quite a long period of time, and we can just let it dwell. We can let it eat, and we can really get that to break down that dirt and grime. Now, if I had used a wheel cleaner, like a built Hamber wheel or auto wheel foam wheel cleaner, or what is the other one? Kochkemi make one. Yum make a really good wheel cleaner as well. We could spray that wheel cleaner on first. This is if we were going to some real heavy duty wheels. Spray that on first, put the foam over the top, give us so much dwell time, and then I could get in with my wheel tools and we could start and clean away, and it's going to give a lot of lubrication and stuff. So I really do like this combination of adding the wheel foam to our cleaning process, because for clean wheels or not so dirty wheels, I can just use wheel foam like we're doing today. If I had really heavy duty wheels, I can then pair that with another good wheel cleaner. And so I think we've got the, what would you call it, the product for the process?
Yeah, I'd say so. And I mean, yeah, you're going to change this depending on the cleanliness of your wheels. This is perfect if you're regularly maintaining your wheels. You probably don't need to go heavier chemical than this, unless you obviously get a bit of tar build up on there. Well, you may use a dedicated tar remover in order to do that, and you don't need to do what we did with the tyres every time as well. Good to do it
These are brand new tyres, so
Correct.
we want to take off all that sort of dressing that they put on at the tyre shop, and there's also, I guess, a little bit of travelling dirt and stuff that's probably built up in there. You can see that these were a little bit dirty, you can see there. So we want to peel that back because we're going to put a nice tyre dressing on for the client, and so we want to start nice and fresh there.
So what are you going to do? Foam?
I'm going to rinse these off, get as much dirt and grime I can without having to trying to agitate it, and then I will get in with the tools.
And so this is the result we've got.
With no effort, really.
Yeah, very, very little effort, but you did see the start point that we had with these wheels. I mean, you could technically get away with just drying these off now. This is one of those wheels where, should we just check here? I mean, you could potentially, we're not picking up any dirt at all on there.
And yes, I understand that we've started with a really clean wheel to start with.
Yeah, but if you regularly maintain your car, you may
that's
have
all
it
you
like
need
this all the time.
And that's the point, right? Is that you look after your car all the time, you clean it regularly, you don't need aggressive cleaners. You don't look after your car and you drive in a lot of dirt and grime and you have a really, you don't have a cleaning process at all for your vehicle, then you are going to need to use really aggressive cleaners often. So we'll do this again. I'll give this a little bit of agitation with our wheel tools.
Yeah, well, this
and
is
we'll
where we
call
can
that done.
introduce those wheel tools in it. Have we got the wheel tools in the bucket here?
Yep.
We do. All the gear, but we still carry around a bucket, eh? Glenn's got 4 tools that he's going to use in the bucket there to clean the wheels while I watch. So we've got the Easy Detail. This is the brush that we use to do the arches and the wheel barrels, not the wheel barrows.
I like to call it the wheelbarrows though, eh?
Yeah, wheel barrows. So that's the Easy Detail. We also have a smaller Easy Detail brush which can be handy for a really tight wheel, particularly when we've got really big brakes in there. So if you're doing something like, I don't know, Audi RS6 and you've got those huge brakes up front to get behind them, generally we find that that bigger one works quite well for us. The next tool that Glenn's going to pick up from the bucket there once he finishes that is, I'm going to guess you're going to go to the mitt.
Yeah.
So this is the lambskin, or the lamb's wool mitt from Yumcars, and we use this to clean the faces and the spokes of the wheel.
I just like that I can just move it around.
Yeah, well, it's handy because you can use the back of your hand as well as you kind of washing there. Sometimes I pick that up and I don't put my hand in it. I use it more like a just a little sponge.
Like this?
Yeah, to each in their own, however you want to use that. So that's generally the second part of our wheel cleaning process. And after that, I imagine that what Glenn will pick up out of the bucket there is going to be a little detailing brush. We've got a couple of those. The reason why we've got doubles of all of these is because typically we're both cleaning wheels at the same time. This is really good to get some of these intricate areas. So working around obviously the all the lug nuts, you can kind of get around the guess that air. What's that thing called? The air filler.
The tyre stem.
Tyre stem. That's it. And you can just get those little areas where the brushes wouldn't necessarily hit. And then the final thing he's going to pull out of the air will be the tyre face scrubbing brush. So really get to agitate the dirt on the face of the wheel. We're actually not getting much browning there, so it shows that pre-treat in combination with some reasonably clean tyres means that this is more of a superficial cleaning now rather than a deep cleaning. And easy as that, if you maintain your wheel regularly, your wheel clean should only take a couple of minutes.
But can I just add here, this is why we've introduced a wheel foam into our cleaning process. If I just sprayed on that wheel cleaner, that would have dried away, disappeared, run off the wheel, and then when I come in with my cleaning tools, I don't have any, I guess, chemical on the surface here that's going to aid in lubricating those tools, and so it's almost like you're cleaning them dry. And so that's why we've decided to pair it with a wheel shampoo. A lot of dwell time, a lot of lubrication, makes those chemicals clean for a little bit longer, and you can tell I've cleaned this big wheel already and I still have foam on the surface.
Well, I think if you think about the benefits of this wheel shampoo, like suds really well, minimal amount in that bucket, and it's sudded up really nicely. It performs really well on foam cannon. I think the thing I like about this is it's really slick.
So there you have it. That is a really quick overview of how we would use a wheel shampoo, specifically this one from Garage Therapy. And so we've talked about why we like it in the bucket. We've talked about why we like to foam it on. We've talked about lubricating properties and things like that. If you want to get the maximum dilution out of this, you can read the back here. It tells you how to, increase dilutions if you want it stronger, or you can bring it down a little bit to make it weaker. If you want the true dilution, then you are going to go into something like a pump foamer type of thing, but I've explained why we don't really like using those either. And so there is a lot of different ways you can use this product based on your setup. It's very versatile. That's it from Omni Garage. Thanks for watching, and we'll catch you guys on the next one.